welcome back to the Start Virtual podcast series. This is the podcast for service business leaders who want to grow their business without chaos. I'm your host, Darryl. I know you're looking for Tony today, but don't worry, this is a two-part episode. For this episode 3.1, we'll be focusing on how we build systems that work specifically for the VA service part of our business here at Start Virtual. And on the next episode, which is 3.2, Tony will be joined by our bookkeeping leaders to discuss the same, specifically for our bookkeeping services. Exciting, right? So what are you waiting for? Let's tackle one of the biggest fears in scaling any service business. So the biggest question that they always ask is, what if quality suffers as we grow? Well, the good news is it doesn't have to. In fact, Start Virtual scaled from just around 4 clients to over 300 while maintaining a 99% client satisfaction rate. Isn't that great news? So today I am joined by our amazing fearless leaders here in Start Virtual. They help engineer and implement the systems that we have right now. That's the reason for our success, from people to processes, tech, training, and even quality. So if you're ready for a tactical episode, let's get started. Before we start, I'll allow our fearless leaders here, our special guests, to introduce themselves really quickly. Dan, you want to start?
Sure. Good day to everyone. My name is Ten. I'm currently handling the talent acquisition and sourcing team, or also known as recruitment team here in Start Virtual.
Great. Thanks, Dan. Perry.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Perry, head of client journey and data integrity team. So anything data related and client experience.
Awesome. Laura.
Hi everyone, this is Laura. I am the head of training and development for real estate and insurance.
All right, Laura, thank you. Ria.
Good morning, guys. My name is Ria, and I'm the head of quality.
Perfect. And Justine.
Hi, my name is Justine. I'm the operations manager for real estate, insurance, admin, and SV Direct.
Amazing. So we all agree that scaling, growing, ramping, whatever term you want to use, is always a great thing, right? But if the work starts slipping and we become complacent and we forget the basic, it all falls apart.
Absolutely.
So, we have to always think about how we can continue to grow without compromising quality. First person I want to ask is Justin. What are the key metrics or key performance indicators that we usually measure, that we usually monitor here in Start Virtual, just to make sure that we are reflecting the true quality of service?
Well, we have a lot. Actually, first, for real estate, we measure the number of leads that the VAs are sending to their clients, the quality of calls that they have with the help of Miss Ria and her team. We also measure the the client's satisfaction. Miss Perry and her team are sending surveys to our clients to make sure that they are satisfied with their VAs.
And this is for our appointment setting or cold calling clients. Yeah.
That is right. The main thing that, we focus is actually the quality of calls and, of course, the quality of service that we provide to our clients. Our CSMs actually always monitor the productivity of our VAs using their dialers to make sure that the VAs are working diligently all throughout their shift. And that's the first thing that we actually do whenever we monitor the VAs, and next would be the quality or how they handle their calls.
100%. I totally agree that good quality of service is key to good client satisfaction at the same time, and great performance outcome, right? So having said that, Ria, what's our current quality review system, or how do we monitor the quality of the service that we're providing to our clients, especially our appointment setters and cold callers?
We actually have an excellent quality system here in Start Virtual. When I pioneered this department, I merely focused on checking what the client actually wants versus the company's standards. So it goes hand in hand. It's not like one will be left alone while the other is working. Both teams should work together. So we not only focus on what the VA can ask the leads that they are calling, especially for real estate, right? But we actually ask our clients their directives, what's important to them. And whenever our cold callers are having, opportunities or behaviors are being observed, we see to it that our client success managers, together with the QA team and the training team, are there to make sure that those opportunities will become something that we can improve on.
And we also have a calibration system, right? Can you
Yes,
talk more about that?
exactly. And to tell you, the quality system of Start Virtual is not built by one person only. It's in collaboration of, the great people here in Start Virtual.
Yes. So I love that we built this from scratch before. We were trying to figure out what really matters to our clients, and our goal every single month is that everyone's calibrated or on the same page through our calibration system. How about for our admin VAs? Maria, what's our usual quality process for that, or quality audit process for?
In VAs, what we basically do is to send audit forms to our clients. So we leave the measuring of quality up to our clients because they are the one seeing the quality of their VA's work. But
Right.
we do not stop there, right? In the event that the client expressed dissatisfaction, we make sure that those will be addressed. And when we say addressed, it will be real time. The moment that we receive the response, the QA team and operations are there to make sure that we do root cause analysis as to what has happened, what has gone wrong. So we leave it to the client, and then we're gonna do the root cause analysis, and then we will resolve the issue for client satisfaction, of course.
Thank you so much, Ria. I think that's very helpful to our listeners right now. We have a very tedious quality audit and coaching process. How soon, Justin, do we make sure that the coaching is given to the virtual assistants whenever there are areas that we've seen needs to be worked on? How soon is coaching given by the client success managers?
Well, if there is an audit or feedback from the client, coaching should happen within 24 to 48 hours. But even if, for example, we did not receive any markdown or any negative feedback from the client, we still do our coaching sessions. We do it bi-weekly.
And we also provide real-time feedback
Yes.
through our collaboration channel on top of our usual coaching sessions. Perfect. Now, you mentioned something about surveys being sent out earlier, right, Justin? So I want to ask Perry about it because it's her team, the client journey team, who usually sends out those surveys. So what's our process for that, Perry? How consistently do we collect client feedback, and how do we make sure that we take actions right away when we receive
Yes, so we send surveys on a monthly basis, and it remains anonymous so that we get unfiltered feedback from the clients, and it helps us understand better the areas of opportunity from the team, and it helps the operations of Justine to work like a well-oiled machine that we're in. When they get a feedback, they do coaching, and then we improve, and then we report back what we did to actually improve. Also, we reach out to these clients via calls. The onboarding team is on top of this, and they reach out so that we touch base on our clients and ask how well they're doing, or how would they rate their VAs, how would they rate their CSMs, their support group, and the effectivity of the action plans by operations.
Exactly. So we have scheduled milestone checking with our clients when they reach a certain number of months, and there's regular touch base as well with the SSMs or just
Yeah, and to be honest, they're very happy about it. We are getting a lot of positive reviews that you calling us every now and then asking us for our feedback is greatly appreciated.
100%. That only goes to show that we really take the job seriously, right? They're investing on us. They're entrusting their business success to us. So you can never go wrong with consistent communication and follow through. So that's, I think, one of the things that people love about Start Virtual, because we have layered support, and at the same time we never get tired of checking in with our clients and ensuring that we're on the same page and we're meeting and even exceeding the goals that were set from the very beginning. Thank you, guys. So that's really great to hear. Now that quality checks are in place, let's talk about our people systems. And People are everything in a service business. I would always say that we're a people business here in Start Virtual because we deal with different people with key roles and big responsibilities that are all needed to ensure our client success, our contractor success, and our business success. So let's talk about the systems that we're using for hiring, but not just hiring fast, but hiring right. So of course, we have here Den from our talent acquisitions team. So Den, what are the key traits, experiences, and even qualifications that we're looking for when we're sourcing or hiring VAs here in Start Virtual?
Yeah, there are actually three things that we consider in our team to hire the best people. First is their technical skills, followed by their communication skills, as well as their character as a person. Those three qualifications are the things that we need to consider in order for us to hire the best people who can work remotely, who would be very efficient, especially in a remote setup.
Love it. Thank you for sharing those top three things that we're looking for. Can you walk us through the actual journey of a VA if they are interested to apply for a job here in Start Virtual? What are the steps that they'll go through until they sign a contract or an offer?
Sure. They just need to, to visit our careers page and, all of our postings in social media such as Facebook, TikTok, and other platform. They just need to apply using our application link, which we share to those platforms. Once they fill out the form, someone from our team will reach out to them. We will identify based from their resume if they're qualified for the position. And then once they're qualified for the position, that's the time that we will reach out to them and conduct necessary checks like their tools check, pre-qualification, and then once they pass the tools check, they will undergo the interview with us. If they pass, that's the time that we will endorse them to the operations to conduct further interviews, and they're also gonna undergo assessments that was provided to us previously by each of the line of business. And then if they pass the final interview and those assessments, that's the time that we will endorse them either to training or directly to the client. So it really depends on the setup of the campaign that they're gonna be part of.
Perfect. And how strict are we? Say 100 people would apply. Normally, what percentage of those applicants are getting hired?
Sure. Based from our reports, we only consider 1 to 3% of the total applicants that we have. They only pass when they have the necessary tools. They have the technical skills that is required for each line of business. If in case that they'll undergo the entire process, it's gonna be tedious, especially for recruitment processes. So if they're able to finalize everything with us, that means that they're really committed and they're really eager to be part of the team.
Upper 1% of the applicants. Wow. So you can only expect the best candidates for sure. That will
Yes,
be offering our
definitely.
client. Of course, we have Laura in here as well. After recruitment, as Dan mentioned, if they met all the qualifications that we're looking for, and after all the testing, assessments, and interviews, the baton will be passed on to Laura's team. So Laura, tell me more about our training process here in Start Virtual, and how do we certify and ensure that someone's really ready for that client?
Well, that's a great question. So we do have a foolproof training system that comes into play when our VAs come from recruitment over to training. So basically 3 stages. It starts from foundations to product and then certification. So for real estate specifically, that's a total of 13 days. For insurance, that's a total of 15 days. But if you would like to have something specific to your LOB, we would get on a call with you and discuss that curriculum and how that would look like. So the process is really tedious. Like what Dan mentioned, from recruitment comes to training, we're very tedious. I would say that we would endorse 60 to 50% of the VAs that come through from recruitment.
Wow.
We focus more on quality rather than quantity.
100%. I think it's very important that we profile them correctly as well, right? And make sure that they're really the right people for that client. Sometimes it's just identifying the right match as well, right? Even if they
That's
fail,
right.
sometimes we can reprofile them for a client that would better match their skill set or experience. So, and yeah,
Absolutely.
imagine upper 1%. From recruitment, and then only 50, even with all those that they go through during the recruitment process, they're not really assured that they're going to be hired unless they really are a good match, and they did
Yes.
well in training as well. So good
Absolutely.
to know.
I want to go back to the part that you mentioned about the certification
Right.
part. So after they go through the foundations and product training, that's when we get down to the nitty gritty part of it. It prepares them for this step. You know, we get the departments that are crucial involved, such as operations and quality. So it's not just training who's evaluating the performance. We get our CSMs who are really in touch with the VAs who are actually taking in the calls to certify the VAs. And then we get the quality team to do their quality check on the calls that we do with our trainees. So we make sure that we get everyone involved. It's not just a one-sided kind of decision, but there are actual metrics that they will have to meet when they hit production. So we're preparing them for that
That's perfect.
as early as training.
And I think that makes sense because at the end of the day, it's operations who will be accepting these potential VAs as candidates for their clients. So they know best if the VA would really be a good fit or not. So thank you, Laura.
Absolutely.
And that's how our training process is. Like I've been mentioning on the previous podcast or episodes that we have, we're taking training seriously here in Start Virtual, and we want to make sure that people are really equipped prior to matching them with their clients. And that's one of the things that we're really proud of. You know, our whole recruitment, training, and onboarding processes in here that leads to smooth operations. And yeah, so well, talking about onboarding, that's the next step. So I'm taking you guys through the whole journey here. So the VA's already done with recruitment, they're already trained. Now they will be endorsed to onboarding. So Perry, how do we make sure that we match the right VA with the right client, and how do we make sure that we're ensuring high performance and success rate as well?
Yes, so what is good about our process is that it covers all areas from onboarding the client to the VA onboarding as well, and then the CSM handoff and everything, and even the tool setup is within the onboarding process. So what we do is that we hold the hand of the client, we make sure that they're guided, and we do that for the VA as well. We set the right expectations right off the bat, and we try to get to know our VAs even in a personal level, like what are their hobbies, what are their motivations, what inspires them to actually go to work, so that we can match them to the appropriate client suitable with their skill set. We would like to enhance and highlight what they are good at so that they will thrive in the business, or they will thrive with the client that they're with. So yeah, that's onboarding.
Love that. And yeah, that makes perfect sense. To be honest, as early as recruitment as well, we have a personality assessment exam that we're having them take. And it's very important to a lot of clients. Remember that our clients are going to work with these VAs directly like 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, or sometimes even more hours. So it's very important that they're going to be comfortable with the people that they'll be working with. So we take that in consideration for sure as we try to match the right VA with the right client. Because even if the VA is really good, but you know the client is not really comfortable to work with him or her, in the long run, it won't work out, right? So yeah.
And also to add to that, we also consider if they display the core values of Start Virtual, because along with the knowledge and the skill, we also have to make sure that the attitude is there.
Thank you for highlighting that, Perry. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. It's very important for us that they're a match, a culture match with Start Virtual, right? So can we talk more about our core values? What are the 3 core values that we have?
We are results oriented. Think we, not me.
We do the right thing.
We do the right thing all the time. Perfect. So those are the 3. I mean, because that's exactly the challenge when you're working with people remotely, right? You're not in the same building, and you know, monitoring will be a little bit different. So I want to kind of touch that part as well. Like, are there challenges if you're dealing with a staff remotely or from home versus when you used to handle people in the office?
It's just the same. I even think that it is more advantageous that we are all working from home, because we get to employ, or we get potential talents that are far from us, right? We widen our network, therefore not limiting what we hire and what we put in a table. Now, there are some disadvantages, of course, the engagement, but we make it up by doing a lot of engagement activities all throughout the month. We do like daily activities, we do weekly engagement, and also monthly town halls. So we make it very interesting for them.
100% totally agree. It's important because they're staying in their rooms probably 24/7 sometimes. So it's hard to have that separation of work and life when it's supposed to have better work-life balance, right? Because you can do more with all the hours that you have. But yeah, totally, we are very big in engagement here. And I'm curious, Justin, like to being the operations head and starting from being a client success manager as well a few years ago when you started here in Start Virtual. What are the systems that we have in place to make sure that communication is not going to be a problem? There's ongoing feedback and there's performance reviews.
We have daily communication with our clients and VAs. We have communication channels such as Slack that is provided by the client, WhatsApp, Google Space, and a lot more depending on the client's preference. So we give real-time feedback to our VAs as well using those communication channels. And at the same time, we have a business review with the client. It's usually bi-weekly, but there are clients who prefers to do it weekly. It's the time for us to collaborate with the client on the areas of opportunities, the wins, the challenges that we are encountering every day. So there's a lot of communication going on between the operations team to the VAs to the clients to ensure that we are meeting our goals. The preference of the clients are being followed at the same time.
Love that. All these systems in place and processes that we have in place are really solid. And you mentioned some tools and some communication platforms that we're using, which is a good segue to our next topic, which would be our systems or technology that we're using here in Start Virtual. And we definitely need these to scale, right? Because if we're gonna do everything manually, I think that's gonna eat up more time. So Perry, part of the client journey team, is data integrity, and she makes sure that all of our systems are in place and are set for success. So can you tell us more, Perry, about what are the main tools that we're using that you feel is really important to our business and that's making our lives easier here in Start Virtual?
So we are building automations towards our CRM to make it more user-friendly in terms of our CSMs or in terms of our support group, to identify the clients who needs more assistance and also identify the clients that has been with us for quite some time and who are ready to level up. So that is very important, because if you would like to scale, then we would like to assist them in scaling, right? So we would like to identify, hey, this person or this client has been with us for X amount of months, and this person is doing very well in terms of performance. How else can we help them succeed?
Yeah, and it's making everyone's lives easier. When you're starting as a business owner, you don't want to spend so much on tools just yet. You can always use Sheets. That's how we started. We used Google Sheets, a lot of trackers. But sometimes automating things makes it much easier, especially when you want to scale and you want to grow. You want your team to focus on more important tasks than the ones that are really tedious, right?
To that point, I would like to share that during the onboarding process, we are very transparent with our clients. We ask for their financial capacity right now to set up tools, or we also recommend other tools that are budget friendly for them.
Yes, so we're trying to analyze the capability of our clients based on their profile. If they're new, they're super green in the industry, and this is the budget that they have, we make sure that we recommend tools that they can start with. Or if they have budget and they really want to be successful the soonest possible time, then there are also specific tools that we can recommend to them. And we also assist with the tool setup as mentioned by Perry earlier. The other good thing about how we do things here in Start Virtual is that we make sure that we really learn from all the experiences that we have with every client or every situation that our clients are going through. Success stories, best practices, challenges or mistakes even, and how we learn from it or how we recovered or how we resolve those issues. We take note of all of that and we make sure that we use it to help clients who would potentially experience the same in the future. That's how important it is that we really document our processes. So that's the next part that I want to talk about, our process documentation system. And I guess, and we're guilty of this when we were starting as well. This is where so many businesses fall short, for sure, documentation. If it's not written down, it won't scale, it won't grow. So how did we turn our chaos before into clarity? So let's first talk about our standard operating procedure creation. So how did we approach writing our SOPs and making sure that we don't miss out on important processes, and that we are all aligned as well in following those? And how do we use it as our guideline?
The idea started when we had our
And you guys
project
designed the
440.
SOP template as well.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So the process behind that was, we just wanted to make something that was going to be easy for everyone. And you and I talked about this when we were going over 4D, because we needed to document every kind of
Yes.
new process that came about. So we just came up with a format, what it would look like. And then every time we would add a new process, we would get that updated, and then it would go into our folder, so that we had that saved in per folder for all of the LOPs.
Right. It's very important that we follow a format, because we want all the sections of our processes be complete, right? And it should be something that's easy to understand, and step by step organized, right? And we want to make sure that we also include diagrams, so it would make it easier to understand, so that all type of learners would not have a hard time understanding, because that's a problem sometimes. Even if it's written or documented, people would have different interpretation of the process, right? So we wanted to make sure that it's going to be user friendly, as Laura mentioned.
Yeah, I just want to add to that. It helps us get calibrated on what each department do. So
Yeah.
it helps us understand and improve our process, align our processes with their processes, so that it's going to be like a holistic team.
100%. So having said that, and we're talking about improvement of process, how do we make sure that our processes are up to date, our SOPs are up to date when there are changes that needs to be implemented in our SOPs?
We have our own personal folders in our shared drive, so that if a department needs to go into it, they can check it out. But it's actually part of our quarterly rocks to make sure that our process documents are up to date. So if there was one that was updated kind of a month ago, the recent one should be the one in the folder, so that we can check that off the list of our to-dos for the quarter.
I think it's good to highlight as well that we are big on surveys or feedback coming from our team and our clients. So whenever we see that there are changes that needs to happen, that's the trigger to updating our processes, right? We can only change a process that would make sense if it's just one person suggesting it for his or her own good. We have to take that into consideration and measure things and see if that's really, if that makes sense for our business to make that change. And at the same time, we also make sure that as we update these SOPs, it goes through review, collaboration, approval, and we always involve our legal counsel here in the Philippines, because that's also important, that we take into consideration the legal aspects of things. Going back to documentation specifically for training, how do we make sure that our course outline, for example, or our training decks or materials are up to date and they're still relevant? Because as you guys know, everything changes, and the different industries that we're handling right now or catering to. So how does that work, Laura?
Yes. So part of our standard operating procedures is we have a training or trainer facilitator guide. It's in a form of a document that gets updated with the actual links to all of our training material. When it comes to our courses in general, like our lead manager courses, our AI training courses, we have all of that in-house in Kajabi. So if a client would ask for access for that, we would send them over an email invite for them to get the course off of Kajabi. But everything is really saved in our Start Virtual Drive. and all of those are updated. Even before an actual training class, we have a trainer checklist that the trainer needs to go through for them to be prepared for the class.
Yeah, our training and development team are really great in creating new courses or new learning materials or training materials. And yeah, totally. We have a very smooth process in terms of storing them in our Kajabi and our individual drives. But the trigger would always be the need, right? It will always be if there are certain clients who are looking for the specific task, for example, and that's not something that we're offering as a part of our course just yet. Our training and operations team has very good communication consistency. They're always discussing, operations are always providing feedback and requests for like additional topics that needs to be included potentially based on what's trending right now as need. Like Laura mentioned earlier that we just recently had an AI course that we trained all of our staff in, and I think it's very important that they stay relevant, right? That they're upskilled with and equipped with the knowledge and the experience that they need to have, considering what's trending now or what is becoming a demand right now in terms of the tasks that the clients are looking for. So that's really awesome, and
Absolutely.
I'm happy that we were able to cover a lot of our processes and a lot of our systems. But honestly, that's just the tip of the iceberg, right? Because there are more, in-depth steps and different specific systems that we have per department, and you will definitely learn more about that, guys. Don't worry. It's just more like an intro of all of our processes here in Start Virtual. And you don't have to worry if you feel like, oh my God, this is too overwhelming. There's just so many things happening. And it is really like that. If you want to be successful, you want to make sure that you have all the processes in place and you're organized in your business. And definitely Start Virtual is here for for any help that you might need on the business processes side or SOPs maybe that you also need. Our training team is very flexible. We're always ready for new challenges as well in case you are a new industry to us, and all of the industries that we've serviced here started as new clients or new industries. They're still here, and they're giving us really good feedback, and they've been with us for years, and that there's a reason behind that for sure. They love the fact that we have processes in place that work for them. And you don't have to worry about any of that. You don't have to start from scratch. Start Virtual is here for you, right? So before we wrap up, let's talk about a few things that you can start preparing for your business. Create a quality control checklist template. Maybe if you are interested to have a copy of that or a draft that we can send us a comment, send us a message in our Start Virtual website as well. We'll be more than happy to help. Also, if you would like to start hiring your own virtual team members, you have to have a hiring scorecard and a good questionnaire or list of questionnaires. Then can also help with that. Again, send a comment to us or send a message to our website, startvirtual.com. And if there's any specific SOPs that you need some help on, or you want to check your current SOP if that works, or if there are recommendations we can give, send us a message or comment here in our comment section. So thank you so much, guys. You guys are amazing as always. And thank you for unpacking all of that for us and for our viewers here. So guys, if you're scaling a service business and don't want quality to slip, well, these systems that we just talked about will make all the difference. So subscribe for more deep dives like this one. We will have more of these episodes, more one-on-ones with these department heads in the future.
If you'll start working with Start Virtual, you'll hire a VA, you'll pay for a VA, but you're gonna hire each and every one of us.
You're hiring all of these amazing people here, to be honest.
Yeah, you're gonna work with.
That's exactly the thing. That's what we're offering. We're offering the whole Start Virtual company to you guys at a fraction of the cost. Just the VA, just pay for the VA and you'll get everyone else in here. Okay. And more. Actually, there's still more behind the scenes that are helping. We still have our HR team, we have our admin, IT team, our sales team, our finance team. So you don't have to worry about, disputes or paying out your contractors and all that. And so yeah, there's a lot more. And stay tuned for the next episodes. And if you implement anything from the episode today, I'm pretty sure that you're gonna start gaining traction and seeing better results. So shoot us a DM, leave a comment. We'd love to hear about any help you'd like to get from us here in Start Virtual. Thank you guys. See you on the next one.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.